transition. This what y'all been missing. Sit down, pay attention, and listen. Mark and T, speaking for the culture. Welcome to the Adverb Show. Adverb Show. Welcome to the Adverb Show. Welcome to the Adverb Show. Welcome to the Adverb Show.
Yo.
Yeah. Adverb Podcast 2024. You thought we died.
Nah, we're still alive. This your boy Ito. What's up, y'all?
Like that commercial. Creepy crawler. Like, remember them things?
Yeah, this shit was pretty good. This shit was pretty good.
Jellos.
With the dirt, yeah.
Yeah,
The dirt
the
was
dirt.
really Oreos, though.
Yeah, you made that.
They used to be
that's what they
creative back
serving
in the
now.
day before the internet.
They doing that now at Cold Stone.
Oh, they are?
Putting that. It's
And
not
it
dirt,
ain't
it's
even
Oreo.
Halloween.
It's Oreo crumble and gummy worms.
Let's get right to it. So, what you been up to, man? What's up, Mark?
Pushing the van for the man.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the man.
Talking about a job.
Yeah.
A job.
Yeah, the man is the man.
I got me finally. No. Been working, that's it. And, keeping up with these sports. I know you've been working. Keeping up with these sports.
Man, I feel like a superhero to where I've been working.
Okay.
I've been working my ass off.
This your canvas cape?
Man, I told you this shit is not canvas.
It's canvas, y'all. Put a comment below and tell us what canvas is.
Y'all
Canvas
like this jacket
material.
though? I thought, you
That's
know
why.
what?
It's
I
just
said,
canvas.
let me come on today and give them something special. And I was at, where was I at? Oh, I remember, Abercrombie and Finch. When I went up in there, man, I was like, man, this jacket hot with the double pockets on it. But I know it's not, it's like wool or something. I don't know, this motherfucker ain't.
See, I was going to say suede, but it don't look like suede because it's got the furry kind of like material. So that's why I said it's canvas, bro.
You know how much this motherfucker costs?
I'm going to guess.
It
Probably
don't
like
even-
200.
It was around there.
Yeah.
It's a couple hours.
Abercrombie
of
and Fitch don't play.
They don't play, man. They suck my money. He was like, yeah, you gonna be the what did he say? The light or something. He said some weird parable. White boy was cool though. He knew I was gonna be flying it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I ain't been up to nothing. Just working hard. You know how we do. As you get in your mid to late 30s, being cool is
Taking
like
naps, working hard.
yeah, being cool is making sure
Raising
you get a
babies.
nap in the day. Can you get a nap in your day?
No.
Throughout your day, you don't get a nap?
No, I don't get naps.
I think that's like the goal for like middle-aged men is like if you could get to the point where you're able to take a nap every day, you made it, bro. That's cool. Y'all youngins, y'all know about cool, man. Cool is being able to like pick up your kids from school every day. That's cool. Driving the speed limit. What you think cool
Right,
is?
living past
Like
40.
what's new cool for our age now? Back in the days, driving without a seatbelt. Oh, I'm cool as fuck. I don't care if I live or die. Now,
Hey, bro. It's funny you said that shit. The dude who drove me over here was like, I do dirt bike racing. And he was saying how he broke 25 bones. And
What?
like, yeah, I was like, 25 bones? I was like, dang, bro, I skateboard. I dislocated the shoulder. But he's like, now that's dangerous. He was like, bro, one time I was riding and I went off of this cliff. And I didn't realize I was going off. So I just mounted up about 40-foot drop, broke my tibia and fibia at the same time. I was like, oh my God. So them, they be risking their lives. The younger niggas that be risking their lives.
and that's
most,
cool to them.
That's cool to them. He's younger than me, but I was like, bro.
To not break a bone is cool for me.
Yeah,
real.
for real. To make it past the next day.
What's
without
cool to
having go
y'all
the
though?
hospital.
You know, like what's cool to the folks? I would say for me, what's been cool lately? Just being able to take a nap, bro. Naps are so important. I be sleepy, and it ain't even hot yet. When it really gets hot, I'm gonna be hella sleepy, and then by the time I wake up, guess what's on?
The fan.
Nah, the game's on.
What game? The late night? Man, I know when it get hot, I'm going to be out there. What's cool is this job I got, but I'm going to be out there in the heat. As soon as it get hot, I'm going to be out there
I
literally
feel
just
bad for you, bro.
digging up cable and
I feel bad.
connecting
for you.
internet and
That ain't.
kissing babies and all that stuff,
Kissing
saving
babies.
lives. And that's how they be acting when they get their internet hooked up. They be
Yeah.
like, oh my God, take my child, just hook my internet up. they be like anything be online. Everybody be like, I work from home, so if they tell me they work from home, that's gonna make me fix their shit that much faster. They'll be like, I know,
Like, I need
everybody
this.
works from home.
Yeah.
I'm like,
facts.
I can say the same thing.
Oh
I'm out here.
man, it's Black History Month, man.
Mm-hmm.
Happy. What black shit have you done today?
Well, black shit.
Yeah, Just something real black.
Made the Uber nigga come to the front of the building because I didn't want to walk to the back. Because I was like, nigga, I will not. In February, you won't have me walking again.
Oh, yeah?
I walked once.
Yeah.
That's why I said, should I have him? Yeah.
Just sitting in the back,
Tell that nigga to
letting
come
the
to the
white
front.
boy drive you. That's black history, right?
A little bit. It was
That's
scary.
nice.
That's what I'm saying. I thought I'm about to text you if I don't make it. He's driving a big, nice truck.
Wow.
And it's
That
got
truck is
Wi-Fi
clean,
in it.
though.
That thing had
Yeah,
Wi-Fi
it's
in it.
clean. They be driving
It was
some
clean.
nice cars.
He was cool though,
Marooners.
but he was a little wild. He was like, "You don't care if I do 90?" I was like,
What?
"Hey, brother's your truck." I said, "Just get me there in one piece." I'm like, "You can do what you want."
Now, what have I done in black history that is, you know, kind of a momentous black history moment? Man.
See, really,
I don't know.
It's been so much turmoil in the history of black folks in life that
Anything.
just
Okay.
surviving and thriving is just making
That's
it.
true. That's true.
Black History Month. Just
You know what?
today, I made money.
I
Something.
don't even know, to be honest. I can't think of what I've done that's momentous enough to say black history. I picked my kids up.
Momentous. Are we saying
I
that
picked
right?
my kids up late
Hold on,
from
are we
school
saying
today.
that right? Momentous?
It don't matter. They know what I'm talking about.
Monumental?
More monumental. Yeah, that's true.
Momentous.
So
Hey, that's the blackest shit we did today.
what?
We said that shit.
Oh yeah,
We said
fucking up
momentous.
momentous.
They be like, you know, Adverb talking about
Momentous.
momentous.
Monumentous.
Sound like
Take a
meningitis.
drink, man. What we taking a drink to? Let's just take a drink. Get this party started. Let's get this party started right, man. What we drinking on? Coming back. It's been a couple months.
Yep.
You know what's funny,
Your
y'all?
hair getting
Y'all,
long, nigga. Your hair look like D.L. Hughley in the
I
90s.
did this on purpose. I wanted to give the fro. You see, I set up the black queen right here. It's all about my black queen right now.
Damn.
You
I
know
didn't
what?
like it about to
Speaking
open
of-
its eyes.
Speaking of black queens, you know I love my black queens so much. I love everything about them. Let's talk about that for a second. What makes you love a black woman? What about her just makes you like, damn, there ain't nothing like her? Tell me something. I'll tell
Makes
you something
love
right
being a
away.
Black woman.
Uh-huh.
I think what makes you is loving yourself.
Okay.
That's a deeper answer. If
Okay.
you love yourself, then you love a black woman.
But it's Black History Month. You know, there's a lot of good stuff going on when it comes to us. A lot of bad stuff. Where are we? Since last year, our first episode, where
Ooh,
are we?
I don't
What's
know
up?
where we are,
Mm-hmm.
but I think we always talk about the state of where we think the culture is,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of black, you know, just what can I say? I wouldn't say black elite, but just people trying to be better. Black
excellence.
Black excellence. Yeah, the black individuals strive for excellence. There's a lot of niggas out here just doing nothing. But I'm saying
we
like,
gotta stop saying that word nigga. Though,
yeah,
too.
you know what? That's right. I apologize. Let me.
Yeah, we gotta try to cut
rewind
that out.
that.
Black
There's a lot-
History Month is about trying to cut that word out and just not using it.
But
But
there's a lot of inattitudes
Mm-hmm.
out there. But I'm saying, I think a lot more 25 to like 40 yearish old youth, black and men and women alike, are taking mental health and mental self-care and stuff like that really
Serious.
important, really seriously. And I think that like this year, you know, in light of it being kind of like Kobe year, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
just like everybody being like better
yeah,
and striving to do better things. Because I know I think about that. Like I still think about it being 2024 and attaching it to like a Mamba mentality type thing. I think that like not even just about that, kind of relating it to sports, but I think people this year are trying to make 2024 about like progression,
yeah.
success, and then just not
Care.
letting choices,
Self-care.
not letting choices
Yeah.
that they made in the past carry on. Like a lot of triggering, traumatic things that like
Yeah.
I think we all deal with that we don't think that we take on with us to places and to people and things like that.
Would you go as far as saying like it might be generational curses that we're trying to stop our next generation from having? Because a lot of that trauma, it festers and it's kind of like a
I think the funny thing about generational curses, I think because there's love within the community and within black people, period, but a generational curse is just the lack of not attending to something, ignoring something. I think the generational curse is ignoring like things that need healing. So like
Okay.
that. So now we focus on the things that like you hear a lot of women, because I say women because I feel like you hear a lot of women more saying stuff about like healing themselves or like being more like mindful of like things that like affected the future. Now I think that's trickling into because I think women, because of the Y chromosome and them just naturally thinking about the in depths of things more so than we do on a man and woman scale. Not even a black woman, just on a man and woman scale. I think more women in general have started attending to that. We're not paying attention. We're not focusing on that for us and stuff.
Yeah.
I bet you look at like just the certain things that men would never do that they would kind of like break down as more feminine aren't really feminine at all. They're more neutral. Like a lot of things that like they're talking about and that we're picking up and doing it as a unit. Everybody's doing together. Like the yoga, Pilates, the certain classes, just different psychiatric counseling. Yeah, exactly.
So
like,
I guess that's a good point, man. We got to just continue to heal ourselves because
and this is like our counseling in a sense.
It is,
we do this podcast to joke around, but we break away from the day to day. Whether how easy or hard it is, it's just there's levels to it, so we get it out here.
Yeah, and there's different points of like being able to heal, and maybe it's through this kind of our therapy. I would call it therapy. I look forward to it. Sometimes I get inspired, like, man, I got another podcast to do. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, this is like therapy with no insurance.
It is fact.
I ain't gotta pay no copay. It's on your dime.
You get to drink too. Hey, cheers to my dime. You get to drink too, but you know what? Honestly, it is hard work and like selfless work. To be able to get to where we're at, where we'll be able to just talk and just feel free. We done with work. We're done with taking care of kids, attending to our significant others. There's a lot that goes into this. We don't just sit here and just be talking shit. We actually put the work in, and then when we get a chance to relax, this is us unwinding and showing you who we are after all that work has been put in. A drink, to be able to chill with your boy, it's therapy. And in Black History, for Black History Month, I would say that's what we need. We need to attend to each other more. We need to be able to just talk and be able to get things off our chest that we are going through, but don't know the other man might be going through too that could relate or give us advice. So the advice we're giving is what? Let's take care of each other, take care of ourselves.
Yeah, take care of yourself, love yourself, and love each other.
Last year I remember saying, for Black History Month, we need to come together more. Now that we're together, I think it's time for us to start taking care of each other, and look at each other as, as each individual, not as a opponent or competition. Look at your fellow man or your fellow black man as somebody who you can get stuff off of, you could relate to, you could feed off of, and I think if you think about it like that, a lot of people will be healed. A lot of the trauma we go through, we can cope with, and continue to push forward. But let's push forward to the next.
On that note, I think it's like for the young kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I think like all the OGs and the old heads kind of know like what they want to be treated like and how we should be treating each other, because it's once you get to a certain age you ain't so riled up. But I think the young kids need to like learn how to like embrace that side of things, as wild and as hype as they are. Put the energy into like that. You know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of resources too to that point.
Yeah, but there needs to be more too at the same time.
Nah, think about when we were young. We had no internet. The internet has so many resources.
But the internet with somebody who has a restless mind state sometimes ain't necessarily good. Like it's like you can take what you want from the internet. You got to direct them into what are they using it for. But at the same time, it's so free, it's so open.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying? You can't monitor that all the time. But at the same time, I think that like if there's more stuff out there preaching,
healing,
preaching like uniting in a sense, and like activities and things that like kind of do that.
That's what we're here for, though.
But this is Black History Month, and right now the
it is
Phoenix
Black History
Suns
Month. It is Black History Month.
Playing blackout offensive basketball. That's what I've been paying
I want to get right into this because there's a lot of different things going on right now. People who ain't supposed to be at the top are at the top. Like the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's your opinion. They've been working, nigga. What you mean? I'm sorry, brother. They've been working, brother.
Yeah, we got to stop saying that word. We got to try. You know what? We should only say that word when we're very passionate. It should be like the ultimate cuss word.
I ain't gonna lie, that's gonna come out my mouth quite a few times.
No, like if you're real mad, you can only say if you have no other word and you just real mad and you gotta express real frustration. Like, nigga, get the fuck down from them stairs or something like that, okay? That's it.
That's how you talking to a kid.
It needs to go away because you need to relay to that kid your frustration.
Nigga,
Instead of hitting them,
down from
you
them
don't whoop
stairs.
your kids, huh? By the way, you don't whoop your kids, huh?
Don't need to.
You a good daddy. Because I'm trying, Mark.
You don't need to either. Your kids got a lot of money.
What does that mean?
They money kids.
What does that mean?
In a good way.
That means they need an ass whooping?
No, you're saying you're trying not to whoop their ass.
I'm trying. Because I remember you told
So
me.
I'm saying that like there's no reason to say no. You don't need to say no a lot. And if you say no, you probably ask yourself, because this is you. I'm saying you. There's a lot of people out there that just say no because they just don't feel like. But you realize how much you've been said no to your whole life.
I do.
And now you have the opportunity to say all this yes. And now the kids look at you like the yes man.
I'm trying to literally get
Because
rid
your personality's so yes.
No, because I've gotten my ass whooped so long. When I was
But
young.
I'm saying,
So I'm trying to.
But I'm saying your personality is so yes,
other
meaning
black
it's so
people,
optimistic.
Like a lot of other black people, I'm trying to rid those generational curses. I'm trying to have them stop in this generation. In order for those to stop, I literally can't do the things my dad did. Like, get drunk right now. I'll finish this whole bottle right now. All I'm thinking is, let a little kid tell me something. I'm going to knock him upside his head. That's what might come in my head. It might come in my head if, you know what I mean, I don't let those curses stop in this generation. A lot of, I'm telling you, listen, people my age, millennials, it was different back then. There was no CPS. There was no, you couldn't call 911.
Oh, yeah, I got my ass whooped.
They wouldn't even come for you. You call 911. So we're dealing with a lot of that trauma.
But what I'm saying
that,
is, yes.
And we can't let it go to the next generation.
Back to what you're saying. I'm saying that
You
you don't
don't
like
whoop
to
'em.
say no.
You don't
No,
whoop 'em.
I don't need to. Because my direct influence of my voice and how I say things when I mean it, because I've said no so much, I've had to say no more than you probably had to say, more than you've had to say no. Or that's what I'm saying. Like when they're used to kind of a balance of a yes, a no. I have these days, bro. You know, me and you are niggas, but like, you know, I'm in the man's world a little differently. You know what I'm saying? I have days where I come home and I feel like kicking back one of these. And if you do say something, a kid will get popped upside their motherfucking head. And I look like that.
But do your
you don't
kids-
look like that ever. You always looking like, Daddy, can we go get a bouncy house? Yeah. And invite everybody else. And we having a party. And you know what? The fight's coming on.
You
And
know
go ahead
why?
and go with us.
Because, man, my dad always, I already knew, I didn't even want to ask him no more because I already knew he was going to say, he was going to be
Hell
like,
no.
nigga, hell no. You cannot get that again. Don't ask
See,
me
the thing
again.
is, your dad grinded and that's all he did. He
Yeah.
didn't really, I don't know if he didn't know how to, but I don't ever think I saw outside of those family functions you guys might have went to that I was never at, but him take his earnings or his fun and do those yes
Yeah,
things.
he didn't.
He never really did. And to be honest, outside of you telling me, bro, I thought this nigga was broke. I remember going to his house, not broke, but I was like, they have like 7 kids. He in the hood, but at the same time, come on, man, we gotta go to this other house. We checking out an Indian nigga with a baseball bat bruised to the head at a house that's open. He got keys to him. Like, this nigga got keys to the crib.
No, let's get back
I
to
said, wait a minute.
the women real quick because I want to get to this. Now, what if your daughter or your son wilds out like, fuck no, Dad, I don't care what you say, and like pushes you or some shit like, I mean, just totally wilds out. What do you do then if your policy is not to whoop him at all? What do you do?
It doesn't get there. That never happens. See, I don't like to talk about things that never will ever happen.
Okay.
Because the thing is, that's a nightmare for them to do something like that.
Okay.
They would never know what I would do.
Okay.
That factor. See, your kids now know this is what's happening. Because you're getting. That's what I'm going back to. That it's hard for you not to want to whoop them now if they're getting to the point where they're getting to. Bro, I see. You know what I'm saying? They got your confidence in them.
I'm
See me,
gonna
buck,
be
I'll
honest
like,
with
they
you.
be like,
I've whooped my first boy. I think I whooped him one time ever. My second one maybe twice, but that's about it. Now I'm trying to take your cue, because I don't think I need to be whooping him at all because I was whooped real bad when I was little and it was traumatic. So generational
whooping
curses.
doesn't have to happen if they pretty much listen. If they ain't listening, then that's what happens. My kids ain't listening. They used to get popped. See, when they were younger, I used to pop them a little bit, but they were so young and they were so scared of that they just shifted shape so quick that like at this point, I don't see that from them.
Yeah.
They be pretty much like my little minions, low key. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They be tripping out of their mama sometimes, but that's just that.
Okay.
For real.
See.
She would call me like, your daughter
What do you do, bro?
Doesn't want to go to school again.
All right, so look, I got a couple questions for you. The first question is,
We back to sports.
we're back to
We can
sports.
jump from kids to sports.
I know, but kids is important because everybody got kids. All right, now, my question is
Not
to you:
everybody.
who's coming out of the East? I'll give you the top 6.
I know who's coming out of the East.
Boston, 42-12. Cleveland, 35-17. Milwaukee, 35-20. New York, 33-21. Philadelphia, 32-21. Indiana, 30-25. Who's coming out of the East?
The Celtics are coming out of the East.
Okay, fair enough.
I think the Celtics and the Bucks, if they find a way to play each other, will go 7 games.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm going to pick the Celtics because if they have that home court advantage and it's played in Boston, I'm going to give them that 7.
Okay.
But at the same time, New York about to take niggas 7 games.
You think so?
6 and 7. New York ain't about to be 4-2.
Okay.
New York about to be 6
I don't
and
think
7.
I don't think New York has enough to be honest.
They ain't gonna. No, I'm
I
saying
don't
what I'm
think
saying
they're-
is New York is gonna take whoever they play to 6 or 7.
Okay.
If they advance, it's gonna be 6 or 7.
Okay.
If they advance, it'll be 6. They're not gonna roll
Just
over.
roll,
on
yeah,
them.
yeah, got
like
you.
they're gonna play.
Brunson's gonna have a game.
Man, and then
Yeah.
Julius Randle's got to
Randle's
the
gonna
point where
have a
he's
game.
experienced enough to where now
All
these
right.
playoffs is just like amped and boosted.
All right.
They made some trades. They got Obi.
I'm with it.
What's this called?
Obi Anunoby or something like
Obi
that.
Wananobi or whatever. Like yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you my pick real quick. I'm looking at it like this.
No, not Obi Wananobi. Obi. That's Utah Watanabe.
Anunoby.
Ananobi.
Anunoby.
It'll come.
We'll correct it up there.
These niggas drinking don't even know the players.
It don't matter. we got knowledge. Y'all ain't been watching them since
We got a
about.
lot of knowledge.
Y'all ain't been watching them since 89, 90. Y'all haven't. We got experience here. Now, I'm going to give you my East Coast, and then we're going to go West, and then we're going to go
Sound like Bill
championship.
Bellamy when you said that.
So, for me, I think the team that cannot be beat is the Milwaukee Bucks. I think with Damian Lillard, they ain't got to the playoffs yet. He's starting to show up.
Is Chris Middleton playing?
Middleton's going to play? Yeah.
Is he playing now?
I don't know if he's playing
I haven't
now.
seen him.
I don't know if he's playing today, but he's going to be playing in the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you Milwaukee. So Milwaukee's East for me. Let's move on. Milwaukee. They're coming out the East. Let's go West.
Yeah, we got to talk about the West a little deeper than just like coming out.
Yeah, no, because
Bro, it's
look,
like 31
the,
and 20.
the
32,
West, look, we
29.
got Minnesota 37-16, Oklahoma 37-17, Clippers 35-17, Denver 36-18, New Orleans 32-22, Phoenix 31-22. I'll tell you right now, I want to hear who you think's coming out the West. Who you think's the big dog over there? Because there's a couple teams right now
Look,
that
I
I think
ain't gonna
are
lie.
big dogs.
Bro, the Clippers are big dogs.
They are big dogs.
The Clippers are big
Clippers
dogs. I
are
ain't
big
gonna lie,
dogs
nigga.
out here.
Clippers are big
Big
dogs.
roof, roof.
Hey, but look, the Suns will be bigger dogs than they were because they got O'Neal and they got Roddy. And when they implement them niggas in the defense, bro, I saw O'Neal get on the court. The defense changed immediately. Immediately the change.
Okay.
Because he is a force on defense.
You think they beating the Denver Nuggets?
I
Just
don't
the
know.
Denver Nuggets
I don't
alone.
know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the Denver Nuggets, because the Denver Nuggets were struggling against what's this called last night?
Who?
Uh,
Say it. Because I'm gonna
They
tell
was
you. I'm
struggling.
gonna
They
tell
was
you a
playing,
game I seen, and they're not
the
even
Denver
that
Nuggets-
good, but they're good. You tell me who was they playing? Where you saw they
I
wasn't
can't
hell of
remember.
it.
It was literally last night.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you when I seen them play against my
Lakers.
Lakers, bro. They literally waited to the fourth quarter and was like, okay, light switch time. Bam. Man, Murray, 3. That boy hit it in the corner. What's that tall fool's name who be hitting them corner threes? It'll pop up in the corner. Man, they was lighting it up. They got shooters.
That tall
they got,
fool who be
they
hitting
got,
threes on Denver.
It'll.
Oh, what's his called?
Let me tell you who his name is.
I know
I'll
his
tell
name.
you. Porter.
Michael Porter.
Michael
Yeah,
Porter.
Yeah.
But they were hitting threes, bro, and I was like, nobody's beating them. Jokic, he's like Magic Johnson. That boy, when the lights turn on, I gotta get a drink
So
for him.
Denver's a big
I
dog.
gotta get a drink for Jokic alone, bro.
Jokic.
I don't care who his name is. He's a baller.
You do care what his name is.
He's a baller.
Hey,
so for me, I want you to tell me who's your team right now. Who's your West Coast? Who's your West Coast team?
Bro, I'm a Suns fan, so I want them to do their thing. But who's my team right now? Who's doing it
Let's
like
just
that?
say who's the team. Who
Man,
is it?
It's
Who is it?
It's the Clippers and the Nuggets.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice.
I don't like the Nuggets, but I mean, you know, I don't want them to win. But obviously, the Clippers and the Nuggets show a lot more immediate force. Like the Minnesota Timberwolves are good. I ain't gonna lie, but something about them doesn't seem like when it comes down to the playoff
They're
grit.
immature still.
Yeah,
immature.
like they're
Immature.
gonna get bullied. Like
Yeah.
like Gobert
Yeah.
and Cat, they're nice, but something about like Russell Westbrook, Paul George,
And
James
Kawhi
Harden,
Leonard.
and Kawhi Leonard in the
This
playoffs.
is scary, bro.
Nah,
This is scary.
nah,
So who's coming out the West?
bro. I think the Clippers are coming out the West, bro. If they actually can, if James Harden plays in the playoffs and doesn't actually like fumble anything, bro, the Clippers are coming out the West. I want the Suns to go to at least the Western Conference and do surprise me. But because of how much changes they've been making, it ain't gonna happen yet. But the Clippers, bro. Like,
Listen, I've never felt like this. There are 4 teams that can come out the West, and I have
easy.
To be, I
But
have
I
to
think
be
out of all
honest.
those, the Clippers will come out, like somehow, some way. They're right there. Like, they've been balling. They've been working their way up to the fucking top.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so Clippers is coming out.
I think they're gonna come out the West. Yeah, I don't want them to, but I gotta be realistic and say that.
Do it.
Leave that shit in there.
So listen, coming up. So are we live? We good? Are we back? We live?
Everybody upstairs like,
We back. All right. So look. I'm gonna give you. So you say the Clippers are coming out the West, right?
yeah, them bastards. No,
Them
I'm playing.
bastards.
Niggas, Clippers fans gonna
All
be
right.
like, ready to shoot me on sight.
Oh, fuck. This is gonna be hard, but I'm gonna give you guys my my pick for the West. Let me give you my pick coming out the West. So you say the Clippers. Great pick, by the way, because that's the team I really, in my heart of hearts, I think they got the experience. They just ain't got the hype. Coming out the West,
The hype.
I'm gonna go from 1 to 4 because there's 4 teams that I think can come out the West. Right. The first team is gonna come out the West because I'm gonna tell you right now, when I see them play the Lakers and they just turn the switch on, Denver Nuggets, they're gonna be my team until somebody beats them. My second team is gonna be the Clippers. My wild factor is gonna be the Suns. That's my wild
I'll
factor.
put that as a wild factor too, because
Yeah.
Booker can drop 60 at
He
any
can,
given moment,
but he can't play D.
but he don't need to.
Yes, he does. He's going to have to play against Murray. Because I'm going to tell you, LeBron, he checked out. He didn't even want to see Murray. LeBron, I love the Lakers, but LeBron, you didn't want none of Murray. He didn't want none of him. He said, go on and get him. Go on in there and get him. LeBron, you supposed to shut him down. Murray had the green light.
How you say
They
it?
gave Murray.
Lakers, baby!
Look, they gave Murray the express lane, the green light. I was like, man, LeBron, you ain't even going to check him. At least give him a shoulder, some kind of check. So I got Denver. Denver's probably going to win it all. Let's be honest with each other.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So Denver's my
Hey, look,
pick.
if Denver makes it out, look, the West is gonna win.
Listen,
Period.
Denver's my pick to take it all
So
right
if
now.
Denver comes out the West, yes, they will take it all.
They're
but
gonna take
I
it
don't
all.
know if I don't know if they're coming out.
Denver's taking it all. If they don't, by chance, we got Clippers. Clippers is my runner-up. My wild factor is the Suns. And you know what's funny is I like the Kings.
They ain't
I
gonna
like-
come out the West.
I
though.
like Oklahoma. They were balling last season though. They gave
They've been balling
teams,
this season.
bro. The people sleeping on the Kings.
They
so
just won't come out.
if the
Not
Lakers,
this year.
yeah.
Not this year.
So we'll end it. We'll end it.
A lot has to happen.
Who's your
for the
champion?
Kings.
Who's your champion? Who's your champion? So we can just put it in the banner. Who's your champion?
I don't want to do that because see,
All right.
we take it.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah,
we'll come back to that later. All right, cool.
Another episode.
All right, very good. Very good. So let's talk a little bit about Black History today. I want to talk about the National
Hold up.
African.
Do you want to talk about the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. All right, so look.
A
I got a question for you. I got a question for
When was the
you.
last time there was an overtime game
I
in the Super
know.
Bowl?
Super Bowl was historic, bro. But I got a question for you. Would you have let Usher fill up on your girl like that and be cool with it?
I messed with his beats at Best Buy.
Yeah. What you think?
You know what?
What you think? What you think you would do if Would
That's
you be
Hollywood.
Hot? Would you be hot if he fought up on
That's
your girl
Hollywood.
like that?
That's a song.
Would you be hot though if it was your girl?
Hot, probably, but not hot.
Okay.
But not to the point. But not to the point where I'm about to hit up Usher and be like, "You son of a bitch." You know what I'm saying? Like Usher is Usher. I ain't gonna lie, man. He be doing that to people. He been famous since famous is famous.
He's Mr. Steal Your Girl for real though. Usher
Yeah.
is Mr. Steal Your Girl. I would not have my girl around Usher for 3 minutes.
That's what Shay Shay said. He was on Club Shay Shay.
Speaking of Shay Shay,
He was on Club Shay Shay talking about.
hold on. We've been doing this podcast for about 1.5 years now, right?
Don't do this.
I just wanted to say it because it looked like Shay Shay stole our motherfucking setup with the leather chairs, the
shit.
drinks, the fire in the back. It looked like Shay Shay stole our shit. Am I right or am I wrong? Or it's just okay? We're gonna call this setup Shay Shay Light. Shay Shay Light. It ain't heavy, it's light, but Shay Shay stole our shit. He stole our shit. Shay Shay stole our setup, bro.
Stole our setup.
Caption that. Shay Shay
That nigga
stole
gonna
our
bust
shit.
through your house like Kool-Aid talking about
Yeah,
beat your
I
ass.
bet he will. He'll look at all my furniture and say, "Oh, I like this."
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
You
I
better
like
not.
Shay Shay,
You better
bro.
not
I
clown
like-
him because if you see him in person, he gonna rough you up, and I'm just gonna run. All right, let's move on before we get in trouble.
Oh my God.
Let's move on. So, okay, you let Usher fill up on your girl like that. I wouldn't let him fill up on mine. But the
Shit,
Super
she
Bowl
getting
was
paid.
beautiful.
I mean, that money is coming back to the
Super
crib.
Bowl was wonderful. What else did you like about the Super Bowl that was kind of like the commercials? Why? I got a question though, Mark, real quick. I got a
good
question.
neighbor.
I got a quick question.
I heard neighbor. It's
Why
neighbor.
the
Hold on,
fuck?
Remember? Neighbor.
Yeah.
That's about commercial right there.
That was Twins. Twins is my favorite movie, right? And that I had a whole party, y'all. I had a whole party. And the worst thing you could ever do as a sports fan is have a party
I'm
for
trying
your
to bust a
team.
gut.
Because if your team don't win,
We need a camera just go whoop.
you kick everybody out. Bro, Mahomes hit that
I hear you, yeah.
touchdown pass.
Right up in the corner, easy. It was too. I could have threw that.
My
That-
whole
it was
but
too close to
all
the
my
end zone.
family, all my family was here, right? And you remember last year,
2 years ago.
my daddy,
3 years ago.
I had to grab my daddy and throw him out the party. This year, the way he beat us, it hurt so bad. As soon as he threw that touchdown pass, I said, it got real quiet because everybody knew we lost, right? All I said was, everybody out. Get out of my house. I'm hot now. And it just fucked up the whole party. So I'm never going to have a Super Bowl
You
party
said everybody
again.
out?
I'll never have a Super Bowl party again because it's too much stakes.
Especially if your team's playing.
Yeah. Word of advice, don't have a Super Bowl party if your team is playing and they could potentially lose.
I want to see the
Because-
videos of the Super Bowl parties where niggas coming to root for the other team, motherfuckers get drunk and get in the fights, and they're just like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Your
You don't
team
listen.
did this to me.
You don't want to have a Super Bowl party if you have an inkling that there's a legend on the other side of the field. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, bro, he tore it up, bro.
We have to solidify Patrick Mahomes, bro. He's on his way to be the GOAT of all sports. If he keeps up the track record, we knew he was going to do that. I knew he was going to do that as a fan. As a young kid growing up in LA, I used to make model cars, and the model that was the most popular was the 64 Impala. So I knew if I become successful, I'm going to go get me a 64 Impala. And I did.
A 6'4".
And I didn't know when I got the car that there was so much history behind it. The 64 Impala was the first car that they pretty much, gave to us or we were able to get. Black people were becoming successful in California, in Southern California, and we started moving into those richer white neighborhoods. Once we started doing that, they started moving out, and so did the resources. But there was a couple dealerships that stayed. Long story short.
So the nightmare begins. That is South Central.
You could look at it like that.
There's a show on Prime about that.
No, but you could look at it like
What's that show called?
But
You know what I'm talking about?
but the resources
called them or something like that.
Let me take a drink.
You know what I'm talking about? Yep, it's called them. It's about that.
I remember. I know what you're talking about. The resources left, but there was a couple things that stayed. One of them was the dealerships. And the dealerships that stayed, they happened to have the older model Chevys before the new models came in. 64 was the last year that the older models were in the dealerships. So they had to get those off because their stocks were dropping, GM. So they had a special where they sold the GM, the lower models, at a good price. And it just so happened at that time, the Civil Rights Act was going into effect. And what the Civil Rights Act did was it gave black people the opportunity to get a loan. So before, if you didn't have any money, you couldn't buy a car. You couldn't afford it unless you had millions, or when in that day you had to be a millionaire to afford that kind of car. So the car that was available that we could buy was the 64 Impala because they were letting that off. And that's why we love that car so much, because it's the first car we owned. And obviously there was exceptions to the rules. There were some black people who were just, big ballers. They had a lot of money at the time. But for the most part, black people, our car was the 64 Impala because it's what we were given. It's what we were able to afford at the time. I bought one. There's a lot of history behind it, and it symbolizes us being successful. It symbolizes black excellence. It symbolizes just masculinity for us. And that's why we love it so much. Nowadays, you have the lowriders. You have the 64 Impala is one of the most photographed cars ever. So just big ups to 64 Impala. That's a little black history that you might not have known. Now we got it. Let's do something with it.
Yeah, also on the Black History tip, is like a lot of people want to talk about, and we will talk about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all the major figures that we all know as Black history, monuments.
Yeah.
But remembering certain things that occurred that they don't talk about that make a big portion of who we are as black people. Like when, a lot of slaves got away and escaped, and a lot of people didn't remain slaves. A lot of people made it south and made it away from those plantations. And during those time frames, a lot of those individuals went south to Florida and in the time frame of the Indians, and got with the Seminole Indians and the Indians of the South Carolinas and everything to pretty much unite and stay safe.
Yeah.
From white people and slavery and everything like that. And over the years of that occurring, they would send down troops to come down and reclaim their slaves, and it would never happen. So these were the Gullah Wars, where they would actually fight and battle to obtain those slaves and bring them back, and it would never happen. And they would just retreat back, and they never talked about it, because once they got down there and that unification of
Indians and black folks, they didn't want none of it.
Didn't have it. They couldn't. They developed their own territory. So there's a lot of that mixture and a lot of that history down in the Florida area.
I thought you were going to say that, Florida area.
And in the South Carolina area, because there's beaches down there. That's why in the 90s, when Nickelodeon cared about culture like that and it was popular, they had Gullah Gullah Island, and Gullah Gullah Island was part of where that happened. And the Gullah Islands are real, and they speak a different language and different food and everything right in South Carolina, and it's almost like Creole, so to speak. But
I was thinking that too.
But like an offset of that.
Shout out to the Gullah Gullah Island.
But yeah, but there's a lot of history there too that you got to dig deep to find, but there's a whole separate piece of black history and things and stories like that we never know and that we are learning even to this day.
But that's why we're here, to try to give a little bit of the history that we know to y'all. And hopefully you could just open up dialogue into what we've gone through, what we currently are going through. And one of the things we're going through is a thing called reparations. Now,
here we go.
You ready for it? Because I was going to get here. This is my subject. I love it. If you're not, this is Black History Month, so a part of Black History Month is for me to inform y'all on what's black, what's going on, where we are as a people. There was a task force that was tasked of making recommendations to the state of California for black folks to either get money, to make new laws, and I'll tell you just a quick little snippet of where we're at right now. If you go to the National African American Reparations Commission, they will tell you what they've been up to. as far as the commission, the California Commission was the first commission to actually put laws in place or to get laws for us to be able to have an equal fair shot. Obviously, affirmative action. Affirmative action has been abolished. So now we need things to come in place to help us be able to have an equal shake. So when reparations started, Gavin Newsom, California governor, was like, it's cool, but we ain't gonna be able to give y'all niggas money right away. And because their budget,
Brothers.
yeah, we all brothers, because I can't be saying that word. Because of that, right now, the Reparation Task Force has come out with just legislation for people who have lost land at this point. Even up to last Wednesday, the committee has proposed laws that or legislation that's going to help us or help people who's lost land in the slavery times or in the 1800s retrieve that land, or the descendants of the owners of that land to retrieve that land. Monetization isn't going to happen yet. It won't happen for a while because that's a hard one to pull, is to get people to give black folks money.
On that note, retrieving that land shouldn't be hard because think about it. Those slaves and these people, and we have the last names of those plantation owners, essentially.
Yes.
So that should go back to those last name originators, which would be the slaves, if they took a look and if they could, prove that. I don't know how that goes, but it seems as if slaves technically were property of owners of that land, but they were given that last name. So essentially, that's like in a way descendants. You know what I mean?
It is descendants, definitely. So that's where we're at. Even up to last week, they have pushed for the laws to be passed. Reparations is not just about money. It's really a small portion of reparations. Reparations the definition of it really is what we want as black people is repair. In reparations, that word repair is what we want, whether it's acknowledging in a public apology, which the committee has put forth legislation for us to get, because it's overdue. I mean, just acknowledge what you did. You can hide behind whatever you want, but it was something that has happened.
Not what you did, what was done. Because a lot of times, let's be real, one takes ownership of like that because they don't individually believe it. And that's the truth. There's a lot of white people and people out there that just
that's true.
They never got down with slavery, but it's just, unfortunately by default, you're descendants of these people. So what it is what was done, and in an overall sense, I think people need to kind of look at it like, okay, the big picture is this group of people as a whole was affected by our group of people's actions. Whether or not and like I said, you can ignore it all you want to, but as you ignore it, that timeline doesn't change the fact that it happened. So not wanting to think about it is the idea of them thinking that it doesn't really exist to them because it's not part of their issue. But those people aren't here to solve that and fix that slime. So it's like,
but I don't want people to act like they don't know what's going on though, because there are so many resources. You can't play complicit no more. I mean, not complicit. You can't play like you don't see what's going on. There's the internet. There's so many resources to tell you what has happened and what is currently going on. The bottom line is right now, there are task force that are being formed in Massachusetts, in Colorado, and New York. California just happened to be the only state at this moment that is actually introducing legislation to put forth to be signed into law. And right now they have acknowledged, even Newsom, he realizes that monetization is a long ways away with money, but for you to give people back what has been taken from them, whether it's land, those kind of things we will be pursuing legally, and just to make the laws equal for us as well as everybody else, not just black people. And that's about it for now. I don't want to go too deep into it. We can cover that another day, but I just want you guys to enjoy Black History Month. Be proud to be black, and we're going to do what we can to spread the word from the information that we get on the research that we do. Like I said again, if you want more information on this commission, you want more information on how you help and what your vote can count for, I want you to go to the National African American Reparations Commission directly. Look a little bit on the website and just kind of familiarize yourself on what's going on because it's happening, whether you like it or not.
You know what's crazy is, not even crazy, but essentially his acknowledgement is what really needs to be like educated or implemented within the education. Acknowledgement also comes from just understanding what the past has done to the future, the present. I mean, as far as like slavery and just what work we put into, the idea that the work we've done over time equates to about $24 trillion.
More than that.
That's education that no one knows, because it's like the fact that even I don't even know that, and I'm learning that. It's like, damn, there's a lot that goes into that other than just the fact that we pick cotton. And it's like maybe that there's more education that needs to be done in terms of just black history that goes back to slavery and just what that entailed. And I think that like what they're trying to do as far as taking slavery out of the curriculum in a lot of places is trying to continue to do what's happening, the ignoring and the replacement of the fact that, you know what, that was then, this is now, no more this, no more affirmative action, no more that. And it's like, and the idea is that like, just because you think that time has gone on and we've talked about it like that, and you've given Martin Luther King a day, and there's Juneteenth now, and you care about, you know, George Floyd being executed.
It doesn't repair.
It doesn't repair, because at the end of the day, the destruction that was done laid foundations of destruction, where it trickled into just so many different generations and decades of just black families in general, that the repair has to be implemented as firm, and it has to be implemented as it can't just be a program to give a certain amount of people money. It's got to be, if you are black and you have experienced by default these horrific traumas, you should receive whatever those reparations and whatever they're working on getting us going forward, which should equate to, I think, you know, ownership of a lot of some kind, a lot of kind, but like some kind, one way or another, something. So ownership is being in America.
What would you say on an ending note? What would you say you want black people to get from this episode on Black History Month?
On people, period, to get the idea that black history not only continues, it is a lot of what lays the foundation of how things are today. A lot stronger than what we talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like today, a lot of just the way everything is because of black folks. I mean,
think about rap, just period, rap.
I'm thinking about that, but I'm thinking about just like certain little things, like the little inventions we talked about, gas masks, railroads, light traffic lights,
know, and black folks,
different things.
Let's end with a couple things that we've done. We invented the Super Soaker.
Yep.
Lay's chips.
Yep.
Thomas Edison made the.
Did I send that to you?
Nah,
I literally had those on the cards. We were supposed to link up that Friday.
Lay's chips.
And I got that on the question.
Thomas Edison made the light.
The chips. You know why? How the chips were made? Because they were mad that the outcome wasn't how they wanted it, and they complained about it. So he baked them longer, irritated, shaked some salt in that bitches, and they overcooked. And the person, he served it to him like that. Here, there you go. Now they're cooked. to be an asshole. And the nigga ate them, was like, these are delicious.
We
so
always seem to make something out of
petty.
nothing. Another one. Let me give you another one real quick. Another one is...
Oh, yeah, no pettiness in 2024.
No pettiness in 2024 either.
I think black people need to stop being petty towards each other heavily, and that's going to change a lot.
Okay.
Don't be doing this to get bagged. Don't be taking advantage of. Don't be trying to come out and beat your friends. And don't be showing up at your nigga job because he... Don't be doing none of that dumb stuff.
None of that dumb shit in 2024.
Keep it moving, because...
I'll tell you one more thing I want to point out that we did. Just we close out. I want you to remember that Thomas Edison made the light bulb, but the light bulb will only last for like 1 minute. If a guy named Hamilton came up with a filament to make the light bulb last for like hours. So we wouldn't even have these lights right now if it wasn't for that guy named Hamilton, son of slaves. Lastly, watermelons. You know watermelons? The reason that we like watermelons so much is because that was something that only we grew. And because white folks didn't grow watermelons, they was like, fuck watermelons. I'm not messing with no watermelons. Those are for niggas to sell and And so because we grew those, that's something that we cherished and we ate and we have a affinity
Connection
towards.
to, yeah.
We gonna end it, y'all. Too much for Black History Month 224. We'll see y'all soon. This is the Adverb Podcast. We signing out. Ito.
Mark White.
Peace.
We appreciate y'all.